Contesting for the ball at the post-tackle event has become a big discussion point. How does one, within the rules of the game, remain effective in the contest, but at the same time not put oneself in harm's way while doing it? The following section will look at this crucial part of the modern game, keeping in mind the safety aspects and the rule applications in these situations.
Always remember to wear your mouth guard at training, especially during contact training sessions and at matches. I know, I do.
Gentlemen, what we want to do today is I would like to simulate an open field tackle situation, but one where you do not have any of your own players coming to help you clean out as the ball carrier, and you don't have any tackle assists coming at the time. The object of the exercise is for you to show me the safe and legal way to get back onto your feet to be able to contest the ball. Happy? Right, let's go. Okay, well done. Very well done. Okay, so let's just talk through a couple of issues there. What happened is you went for the tackle. You made the tackle around the waist. See, you tackled him and the ball, so you had your arms around the ball. So simulate that again for me. Go down onto the floor. Tackle as if you're lying on top of the ball. So you agree at this particular moment in time, you're not allowed to play the ball, and you also cannot play the ball. You need to leave it because both of you are legally out of the game because you're off your feet. Right, now show me again slowly what you did. You got back onto your feet, which meant you were legal. I see you stepped onto this side over here, which is good, because you occupied the space. One leg on that side, one leg over here. So if somebody were to come in over here, you're in a nice strong position. But what you did is you went for the ball, but before you did that, you did something interesting. Show me again. You threw arms up into the air, you clapped your hands, so it showed the referee that you were giving daylight. You're completely legal, you picked up the ball and you went to play it. Happy? Well done. Gentlemen, what we're going to do is we're going to simulate a tackle situation when the tackle team, the defensive team, has the first arriving player, which is going to be Ernie. And we want to just see that Ernie arrives legally and he arrives safely, that he's got a low, strong body position, that we're going to step over the ball, Ernie, to try and steal the ball because no ruck has yet formed. Am I right, Jace? Yes. So he's entitled to be there. Yes. And you're going to try and steal the ball and you're going to be able to, you just simulate that you're passing the ball back to your teammate. So you're the first defending arriving player. And Jace is going to ref it. Happy? Okay, let's get into position, boys. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so the drill will start when I make the pass. You happy? Off you go. Penalty.
Penalty to white.
Penalty to white, why?
Arriving player didn't enter through the gate of the tackle.
Okay, so let's just stay where you are, Ernie. Let's have a look at that. Quite right, it's a good call. The gate, I'm correct in saying, is the width of the bodies of the, on the floor. And Ernie's come in over here. He hasn't come in through the gate, so we'll just show you where you came in. You came in over here, Ernie. You stepped here, so you weren't in from the gate. What you should have done, let's just walk through it. Hold the ball, please. Show us where you should have come through. Okay, there we go. Is that fine?
Yep, therefore he did enter through the gate now, so therefore he's on his feet and legal to contest for the ball.
Okay, the difference being, and I just think it's important we need to show this, the difference being if Ernie enters in from here, that's not coming in through the gate. If Ernie enters in from here, he's perfectly legal to play the ball. Okay, Ernie, and from your point of view, let's just show a couple of coaching techniques. The ball's over here, enter correctly, a nice low, strong body position, bracing for the contact. His neck is tucked into his shoulders in case he does get hit there. But the thing is, he's got his eye line going ahead of him so he can see where the arriving players are coming, if there any are coming. You've picked up the ball, you're protecting the ball on the other side over here. And if I do come in, step up and clean me away. Boom, well done, well done. Or if there's nobody arriving, you're still in a nice, low, strong position to be able to pass the ball back to your teammate. Happy? Let's bring in another cleaner over you so you can make some decisions. What we're going to do now is we're going to bring in Brandon, who comes from the ball carrying side. So he's the cleaner on the ball carrying side. And what he's going to do is he's going to arrive at the ruck at different times, which is going to obviously influence how you behave at the breakdown. So Ernie, you're still the first defending arriving player, trying to steal the ball at the tackle situation. You still have to enter through the gate. But now what we're going to do is, because of the timing of Brandon, we're going to see when he does or doesn't arrive and whether that makes it a ruck is formed or a ruck is not formed and what you legally are allowed to do. Happy? Okay, let's have a look at the drill. Okay, well done. Okay, very well done. Okay, happy?
Happy with everything, as you can see in that example, that the arriving player entered in through the gate and he was on his feet, he poached the ball, so therefore it's a legal steal.
Okay, fantastic. Well done, Ernie. Good steal. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. Well done, well done, well done. Happy with that, Jace?
Happy with that, as well as you can see, he's the first arriving player in at the tackle, entered through the gate, and therefore after that he poached the ball and drove through, so there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, and the ruck wasn't formed because...
Ruck wasn't formed because he already poached the ball and therefore he was on his feet moving forward.
Fantastic. Let's look at the next one.
Rock!
Okay.
Hands in green, rock formed.
Okay, so what was wrong there is, let's simulate it again. Ernie come into the position you were in. Brandon come into the position you were in. Who had the ball? Okay, tacklers rolled away nicely. Well done. The ruck had formed, am I correct?
Yes.
You called ruck?
I've called it, so therefore that means hands off, and after that the green player put his hands in and won the ball away from there.
Okay, even though he's the arriving stealing player, the difference between this one and the one we saw before, Brandon wasn't here. Okay, he was there first, so ruck hadn't been formed.
Yep, agree with that. But therefore a white player joined in physical contact over the ball, so therefore ruck is formed now and he can't play it with his hands.
We've seen the breakdown drill done in a perfect world where Ernie, you've had time to step over. But the reality is that a lot of the time you're not in a position that you are able to come through the gate and step over. That even though the ruck hasn't formed, you still arrive there and you're still entitled to steal the ball. So what I'd like to do now is let's do this breakdown drill again, where we see you arriving, you're legally allowed to contest the ball, but your threat, being Brandon, arrives just slightly later, and so you need to have a nice wide stance, and you're going to lean over the tackle player and try and steal the ball in that way. And let's just see if it's a legal procedure, and of course a safe procedure. Remembering, of course, that it's very important that if you are exposing yourself, your neck, and your head and your shoulders to that you tuck your neck in. You make sure that you give as little a target as possible to clean, and that you are ready to embrace the oncoming contact from that point of view. The most important thing is that if you are there early enough to try and get the ball out of that situation as quickly as possible and save yourself having to be cleaned. But let's have a look at it, okay? Yeah. Let's go. Go. Okay, what's that for, Jace?
Green player off his feet.
Okay. Let's just have a look at this again. You're 100% right. Of course, what Ernie's done over here is his knees are still on the tackle player's body, so he's not supporting his own body weight. If he were to try and clap his hands now, he would fall on his face. He's used his arms and his elbows actually were on the floor, and literally all he's done is you've penalised him for sealing off the ball, haven't you? And not supporting his own body weight.
Agree with that.
Okay. Guys, can I just show you something that's very important here as well? In this position over here, Ernie's neck is very badly exposed. He hasn't tucked it in properly. Because he's falling over, there's a couple of scenarios that could happen here. Brandon could come in and use his shoulder onto his neck over here, which would be particularly dangerous. So Ernie, the first thing you need to do is you need to support your own body weight. So a nice wide stance, nice wider stance in that if you can, even wider. Tuck your neck into your shoulders, okay? Go down. You're still using your eyesight to see the oncoming traffic. Okay, and as Brandon arrives there, try and take the ball out as quickly as you can and get away from it. If you can't do that, Brandon, you're going to need to safely clean him through. For your clean out, Brandon, this is a very important issue from a legal point of view and from a safety point of view. Legally, you're not allowed to make contact with his head or neck. You understand that? Yeah. Jason, am I correct? Okay, from a technical point of view, what you need to try and do is you need to try and get your hands underneath his hands over here in that position. So you get a nice low body position, and then I need you to try and move him away, clean him out, even if he does take the ball with him, in a position where your arm, your head, and your shoulder have not come into contact with his neck or his head. Okay, so slowly walk through it for me and show me how you would clean him out. Nice and low. Okay, well done. And Ernie can take the ball with him because he was there on time. Just one last thing I'd like to show you. It's a very important point. Give us a nice wide stance, and you're supporting your own body weight. Support your own body weight. If I come in, and you're allowed to take the ball because the ruck hasn't formed, so hold the ball. If I come in over here and I clean you, and you are supporting your own body weight, you'll be able to fall off. Over. Come back again. Nice wide stance. Don't support your own body weight. Be legal. Fall off. If I try and clean you, I can't get you away effectively because you've fallen right over the ball, which means the only thing that can happen is you're going to take contact on your neck. So it's not only illegal what you're doing, it's also very unsafe. So ensure that if you come into this position, nice wide stance, over the ball, your most important thing is you want to get the ball away. You can see the oncoming traffic. If you can't get the ball away in time, tuck your neck into your shoulders, okay? Brace yourself, have to take and try and get the ball away, and hopefully if he cleans you effectively, he'll take you away. So in summary over here, the most important thing to note is that you may not make contact with your shoulder or your head on his neck or his head. That's illegal, am I correct? And that's liable to penalty. So the important thing that you need to do is, Ernie's in a good position because he is supporting his own body weight, so he's legally allowed to be there. If he were too far over, not supporting his body weight, he would be illegal. So it's important for him to get into not only a safe but a legal position. And Brandon, what you need to do is you need to find a way using your arms and your shoulders that you can come in, you can get underneath Ernie in a way that you can clean him away legally without making contact with his neck or his head. Okay, we're happy with that? Happy, Ernie? Happy. Well done.